So, one man's opinion, right? I know Raw, WWE products in general have been real easy to just dump all over for like months. I get that. And you go into a Raw thinking, oh, wow, if I'm even still watching Raw, thinking, wow, what am I going to dump on tonight? It's easy at this point. It's so ingrained in us to shit all over everything WWE. One man's opinion, and I'm not saying this makes up for everything we've been seeing, but Monday Night Raw tonight, I thought, was pretty good. We've been asking for more matches. We got it. We've been asking for matches that weren't paint by numbers. We got it. We've been asking for promos that make sense and don't overextend. We got it. We've been asking for more faces that we don't see normally. We got it. Some creative angles. We got it. Some stories being told. We got it. I personally think it was a good Raw. I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'm not saying WWE, you're out of the doghouse with me. But as far as tonight goes, I was entertained. And I'm not going to apologize for that. But wrestling fans, let's mark out.
We are going to watch Battlegrounds, drink some Diet Pepsis, and talk about the Ascension.
I'm not angry. What the...
The longest-running weekly overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast.
And welcome to episode 409 of the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. 409, the date is June 17th, 2019. Rody Rob here. We're going to talk Monday Night Raw tonight. We're going to do a little stomping grounds predictions. And, you know, like I said in my cold open there, guys, and I'm just going to be real with you, and then I'll toss it to my my cohorts here. I didn't think Raw was bad tonight. The worst part about tonight for me was the fact that Adam was sitting on the other side of the table, just literally shitting on every segment before it even began.
I thought you were just going to stop there. Just Adam was sitting on the other side of the table.
Well, that you're right. I'm sorry, Brian. I went way too much in detail there.
Let's also put this in perspective. When you say shitting on everything, I was sitting there analyzing it completely.
No, you're Debbie Downer. You were not analyzing shit.
I didn't have any Debbie Downer. I didn't have any enthusiasm. I was calling it like I see it.
Stupid.
Yeah, it was very
No,
bland
you weren't even
and plain.
watching. Okay.
Oh my God! When we analyze this, we'll see who was watching.
Yeah, I was told. Are you, Brian? Can I get any kind of backup here on this?
Yeah, I mean, you were shitting on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
you were shitting on a lot of stuff.
On stuff that deserved to be shit on.
Okay,
well, that's debatable.
That's debatable, and we're going to debate about it. So anyway, there's Adam. You heard him.
But wait, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead, Brian.
But on the flip side,
yeah.
It seemed like you were very eager to, I guess, applaud everything that was on.
That's not true.
Remember he shit all over six-man tag matches a couple weeks ago in a row.
Yeah.
And then tonight he's all over their jock about how great this six-man tag match is.
I thought that it was a really good match, and I thought the setup for it was really good. I thought the story was
by numbers, right? It was something new.
So if you're joining us live, that means that you're on our YouTube channel. If you are, thank you. If you're first time here, please hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell so you get the notifications every time we do something. If you're on Twitch, follow us there as well. If you're on the podcast, Podbean, iTunes, whatever, please subscribe and give us a good rating, review, star rating, all that stuff. We certainly would appreciate that. But speaking of those who may join us live, our lieutenants on the board, Adam, you want to narrow down our big dogs on the board there?
Yeah, Captain Obvious is here. Rocky's here. Christopher Stikelether, Bang Bus GM. The big one, Berto, he's right there with you, Rob. He said things made sense.
Yeah.
Which is all he asked for.
That is exactly my point for this whole thing, is that things made sense. They do. Unlike right now.
But did they?
Yeah, they absolutely did make sense.
I think when we dissected it.
I think when we dissect it, you're just going to be negative, and I'm going to be looking at what really happened tonight.
Okay. I'll give you my points, and you can try and defend them.
You're not going to have any points. You're going to go, that was stupid.
No.
Okay. All right. Hey, you know what? Then
that's your take on how my whole reaction was tonight. I don't think I was that negative. I think I was very real.
Okay. Then let's jump right the fuck into it.
You good?
You good? You good? You good?
You good?
All right, so here's a segment where Adam's going to run down the different moments of the night, and then we're going to say if we want to talk about it or if we're good and we can move on. So
now I imagine the majority of these are going to at least get a little talk between the three of us.
Yeah.
I've only got 9 tonight because, as Rob pointed out, there were a lot of segments that actually had middles, beginnings, and ends. They weren't just, hey, fucking run out there and start talking, guys.
All right.
So number 1 that we're going to start off with, the Fatal 5-Way, the U.S. Contendership, 5-way elimination match. I assume you guys want to talk about it, but it's Braun, Bobby, Ricochet, Cesaro, and The Miz.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. There's
All right.
some things that should
So,
be touched on.
Brian, get us started.
Well, I mean, I guess the biggest thing for me was I thought that this was going to be just kind of how the rest of the show was going to go, like how it was just very cheesy, how each guy came out and then they hit their big move on Elias. Like that whole thing I thought was kind of a little borderline cheesy. I did like the Elias segment, though, right in the beginning when he was just shitting on the crowd and everything like that. That was great. But, yeah, that whole thing with all that, I thought that wasn't a good tone for the show. All the guys coming out one by one and just hitting a move on Elias, and then the match starting, I thought that was a little meh. But the match itself I thought was great, and it's awesome to see Ricochet get the fucking
Get the
the
W.
shine. Yeah, get
Right.
the W and go to Sunday and have actually a pretty good spotlight match.
Yeah, I agree. If I'm looking for a negative here, the negative is why is everybody giving a turn at
That was a
Elias?
little cheesy.
Right, but
Especially when the rest of the night is all about Seth taking out these guys that have to do with Baron. If anything, before all these guys walked out, Seth should have come out and just killed Elias and then let these guys come out for their match.
yeah, that'd be fine.
Because
Sure.
that would make sense. That's this is the one of all the Seth attacks tonight. This is the one that I thought they missed. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself for the 5-way here, but Elias being involved with all of them just felt out of place.
I agree with the out of place. It definitely set the tone. And I just want to point out, as I've been saying, that why I think tonight made more sense and it gave us more of what we've been asking for, Brian, is because we've been saying, okay, you open up Raw either with a real shitty promo from Roman Reigns or Shane that goes way too fucking long, or you start out with some random 6-man tag match that doesn't make sense and just is paint by numbers.
Or any match that doesn't make sense.
Sure, okay. And then tonight we got an open with Elias. So it was immediately entertaining content on the go, right?
Sure.
And then the chair smack from Seth, immediately entertaining on the go. And then the match, Ricochet gets put into the U.S. title hunt, which I like it. I don't think Joe's done anything for that belt.
No,
And I'm not saying it's his fault.
No, and it's not. And this whole thing could have been, we don't know what was planned with Rey Mysterio having the belt initially and then having to give it up. So he was obviously in the mix too. So things could have changed in on the way to Stomping Grounds. But I think Adam said it earlier when we were watching the show that he was kind of upset that, what would you say, Ricochet and Joe having just kind of them hot-shotting this match?
Yeah, I mean, here's my take, Rob, for my negativity, and you can tell me if I'm wrong
I
for
will.
this.
Okay.
Number 1, Ricochet and Samoa Joe, I think, could be a great little rivalry for the U.S. title. Instead, we're going to book it 6 days before the pay-per-view, where we basically have 2 hours tomorrow to possibly, if we wild card these two guys, make it be bigger than it is. Number 2, I feel like in the last couple weeks, and correct me if I'm wrong, the one thing that they've done right is kind of build a little bit of a mid-card division here on Raw with these 6 men. The 5 that were in the match, plus obviously Joe is the champion. So you finally kind of given yourself a division. Now here you are on a go-home show, and I have no problem with the booking of a 5-way if there's one pin. Instead, you literally have the entire division pin. Now, the silver lining here of everybody taking a pin is that for whatever reason, Bobby Lashley and Cesaro help Ricochet pin Braun. Now, obviously, it's to get rid of Braun. But now is Bobby Lashley with Cesaro? I mean, some of this is like we're going to just mash everybody together and see what happens. And my issue with it is it's right after you pin Cesaro and Lashley clean. So that all could have happened, Rob, without any of them being pinned, and just have Ricochet steal the pin at the end over somebody.
I disagree, and this is a healthy disagreement. your point, I see your point. For me, it was the elimination was the perfect kind of match here because we've been seeing these fatal 5-ways. Elimination matches add a little bit more flavor to it, and it lends its hand to those kind of team ups and multiple pins, and I'll help you get this guy, but then I'm going to take my tone to you. I thought it was a great way to start it. It wasn't too over the top with 5 people. They took their time with it.
Now, what about?
I don't think anybody got squashed either.
What about Joe and Ricochet? I think that's a great feud.
Sure.
And they've given you no build.
Look, I don't know. Yes, no build. Sure, I give you that. But I don't know if that's the fact. Now, we still have to look at history. Raw has been shitty, right?
Yeah.
The ratings have been down. Wrestlers have been shooting all over the internet on the creative process at WWE. The ticket sales for Stomping Ground, which they just announced like 2 weeks ago as even a pay-per-view, right? The ticket sales have been absolutely fucking horrendous. They are giving the seats away.
2 for $20.
So, you know what? Maybe this is a correction. Maybe this is, hey, we got to change something. I'm not saying this happened because we've cried wolf on this so many times, saying, oh, they've made changes in the back. Maybe nothing has happened. Maybe this is just a one-time thing. But I think they made corrections because it has been so bad that now they're losing money. They see profit going down in the ticket sales for a pay-per-view.
Well, and on the network, you don't make anything.
Well, right.
So it's only live.
The logo is a shoe, mind you.
Well, now, again,
Right.
I think the pay-per-view's flawed. I mean, Great Balls of Fire level flawed.
Right.
But when you have a pay-per-view event that is not selling 40% of their seats, that has to tell you something. And there's many things it could be. Could be location, which they keep doing these off metro fucking stadiums.
Yeah, where is it again?
I forget, Tacoma. I can't remember the name of it. Somewhere random. I don't know.
I thought it was Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
I love that they're struggling to sell these tickets. Meanwhile, AEW, they fucking sell out
In 15 seconds.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah.
Wait. I want to read the board real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Berto says, hey, Adam, do you really want to see a promo off for 3 weeks between Ricochet and Joe? No way it'll expose Ricochet. Ricochet winning a number 1 contenders match is the way to go for a quick build. It's not a bad point, but why not have at least 1 extra week? I don't know, something. I feel like this could be a good feud.
I think that, they fucked up because they spent all their time and energy on the Saudi show.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, and by the way, we have this coming up, and we have nothing set for it.
Yeah.
That's a failure for the creative process. That's a failure for the story arcs, and it's a failure for the writing throughout the last few months.
Yeah, the Saudi show, the Australian
Right.
show, they should not be written into continuity, if you will.
But to battle kind of Anaconda Vice on our live board here on YouTube live board, saying recycle bullshit, no storylines that are worth anything, nothing. If you're talking about Raw tonight, I just fundamentally disagree with you.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a bad show at all either.
I've been shitting on WWE for weeks, for months, and I've meant it. And I'm not a WWE homer. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm just dissecting it. I'm not trying to shit on it.
No,
I'm trying to.
We'll see.
To really, hey, you said you could see my point. It was a healthy discussion.
There was one. We got more.
Good. Number 2. Here's another one. Although it was a great match.
Justin Reside says Tacoma, Washington, by the way.
Okay. It's Seth and Daniel. The main event here, because it's kind of bookended. This was brought up at this point in the show.
Oh, you're doing this now?
This is when it was first brought up. This is, I do these kind of in order. Yeah, it progressed all night, but this is when we should talk about it. This is the start of Seth walking around, which I thought was a great story, and I want to talk about it. Him walking around beating up, literally, what did he say, Brian? Anybody who has anything to do with Baron.
Yeah, or sides with Baron, right.
Even Eric Young didn't even side with him. He talked to him.
That was not Eric Young. That was the ghost of Bob Holly.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Heel or face?
Uh-huh.
Seth Rollins.
That was the one thing that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
The whole him hitting Eric Young, right? Because I said, even in the beginning, I was like, well, what if Baron asks fucking Bailey to be the guest referee?
Right.
Is he going to fucking smack her with the chair? I don't know. I mean, there's some flaws in it. I mean, he's obviously clearly a face.
Sure.
But, I mean, he's fucking Becky. Come on.
I don't know, though,
face.
Rob. I see what you're saying with it being a heel or face, but this was a one-night, tonight-only gimmick, and I loved it. And, not to get ahead of ourselves, but at the end, Baron reversing, was a good crescendo.
No,
him being the guy to attack.
And I agree. And so me and Vice are going to do this. We'll do it. Okay, cool. Anaconda Vice. If that was good to you, Rob, your expectations must be so far down the gutter that you are dreaming it was good. It was just a regular boring episode. Nothing crazy happened. Look, here's the thing. And this, me and Adam got into it during the show. This is the thing. Is if you guys at this point now are like, oh, the most amazing thing in the world has to happen for it to be worth nothing. As a wrestling fan, and you can sit there and say, and I love you, Vice, but you can sit there and say, it sucks, it sucks, it sucks, your face sucks, you're ugly, you smell, you do all these things you want to. But I'm giving you solid fucking points as to why tonight I think was a good Raw. I'm not excusing WWE. I'm not letting them off the hook. I think their programming, their writing, their creative has been absolutely horrible. But I'm saying tonight, in my opinion, and for reasons that I am going to state throughout the show, that you are wrong. And when it comes to Seth, perfect example, Adam, is you have an overall storyline. Like every episode of every TV show you ever watch, Adam, has a small storyline within an episode that is kind of the underbelly of a longer arc.
And it's going to wrap at the end of the episode.
Right. And in that, what you were talking about here is you had Seth Rollins going crazy. His friends are going. Excuse me. His friends are gone. He's on his own. He's a champion. And he's looking out for himself.
He's a marked man, if you will.
Thank you. And then you end it with the classic go-home show. The heel stands tall over the hero.
Holding his belt.
In the same fashion that the hero had been attacking everybody all night.
Now,
that's a good story.
Everything that you just said is 100% true. I liked all that of the story. Here's where I'm gonna take a dig on it. The angle that they played all night on the subtext of I'm going to go around and attack anybody who wants to be with Baron Corbin. Mm-hmm. The subtext was all night, correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but it was Daniel Bryan has never lost to Seth Rollins.
I didn't notice that as a story as a main story plot.
They said it several times, both announcers and Daniel Bryan himself.
Well, then they were trying to push that.
They mentioned it, but I didn't take that as a main story.
Well, yeah, that's not.
It's not a main story. It's a subplot.
Yeah, okay.
It's absolutely not the main story. I'm not dissenting that. I'm saying though that to me should be a main plot. It should not be a 3-hour feud storyline. It should be something that they could exploit later. Either by not letting this match go to conclusion, or by not having these feuds overlap.
Well, it didn't. There wasn't a conclusion. Fucking what's his face?
No.
Then they restarted.
I disagree.
When they restarted it, it was absolutely a conclusion.
I 100% disagree with that point.
Seth Rollins
No.
took away an undisputed streak of Daniel Bryan's for a go-home show Raw. I'm just saying that is a storyline angle that you could use later for two main eventers to build up. And you wasted it on a go-home Raw for no reason.
No, I don't think there's no reason. Here's my thing, and this is what I was disagreeing with you with, not that point, was that you were saying that it was a bad thing that all these feuds and all these people are being intertwined. I think it's a good thing. I think it creates a web, and a web can put you in any direction. And we have been complaining that all the storylines have been linear, right? It has been these two guys for fucking months and continue the trend. And tonight, to me, it seemed like there was different possibilities within the storylines. And Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins, which, by the way, fight me, it was a good fucking match.
Great match.
Okay, but one of the things I'll fight you on is the same people that are on every week were on in the most amount of time, running out in multiple segments, eating up airtime. You say new guys got pushed, but I don't know where you're talking about these new people.
Well, that's the wild card.
Well, no. So, no.
I mean, who was new tonight? We haven't seen.
Okay, calm down.
The Major Brothers chasing R-Truth.
Okay, all right. You made your point. I'm going to make mine. Calm down with the new thing. All right. We've been saying, hey, we want to see the Revival more prominently. They were pretty prominent tonight. They weren't in the ring.
They have been the last 3 weeks with Shane.
Okay, but they were prominent tonight,
and
were they?
They're the champs. How are they not prominent?
So you don't think tonight was a change from the norm at all as far as roster goes?
Oh my God, those guys were sitting in the back eating or drinking champagne again. How is that a change from the roster norm? We're not even on this topic yet. But that is the exact same fucking thing.
EC3 cut a promo.
Yeah, EC3 was new. I mean,
he kinda cut a promo.
These are the same people. Daniel Price, a clusterfuck of people they're focusing both shows around because they just can't say brand splits over. And Seth carrying the chair that says, hey, I'm less credible as a badass are not good TV.
I'm less credible as a badass.
Yeah, because he's carrying a chair around.
So fucking what?
I was reading the whole statement. I don't care. I don't agree with the second half, Daniel Price, but he's right. We don't know. We're not going to admit that the brand splits over. We keep talking about wild card rule, which is fine. If you want to do that, that's fine.
Look.
You don't need to say it. But to say that because they brought out the same 6 guys that have been kind of in the mid-card at the open of the show and the same exact women that have been featured on both show and the same exact men that have been featured on both show in the same exact roles. The War Raiders. Oh, there you go on the board. That was somebody new.
Okay.
Rob, there you go. That's a good point for you.
First off, I think everybody needs to fucking
Soji.
calm the fuck down for a second with something. Brian, in my opinion, my train of thought is out the window. Okay, so I see what everybody's saying. Oh, same recycled bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And then when you throw up your point of what's recycled, you say same people is number one. And number two, you
Doing
bring
the same
I'm
actions.
still talking. And you bring up the Roman feud. Look, man, I'm sorry. We've been sitting through, and some of you maybe have just stopped watching, but we sit through this every week for 3 fucking hours. And we watch the fucking product. Yeah, you know what? Tonight was better. And yeah, Roman part still sucked, Brian. I'm sorry, the Roman storyline with fucking with shitface. What's his fucking name?
Shane?
No, Drew. The Roman and Drew thing. I don't mind the Roman and Shane thing. I think it's going to go to an angle. The Roman and Drew thing. Yeah, we've been seeing this for months and months and months. It was shit. Yes, we have seen the same people on Raw very prominently for months and months and months. That's not good. But it's going into a fucking pay-per-view, and you can see small little people kind of making their way in to break into the mold. All right? They're setting up for their pay-per-view. Yes, you're going to have the same people. Yeah, that sucks, but you can see improvement. If you want to point out 1 or 2 things about a 3-hour broadcast and say because those 2 things sucked, then everything was shit, then you're just being petty. You're just being petty.
No, I'm not being petty. You're defending this like it's new stuff. It's the same shit every week.
Okay.
It is the same fucking shit every week.
Okay.
They drank. Excuse me. It was different. Instead of drinking from his cup, his fucking Party City World Cup Best in the World, he drank from a regular glass this week. Was
they're
the
in fucking
champagne
Los
difference.
Angeles.
Yeah.
Instead of being in the ring, they were backstage.
Okay,
You're
so
right,
here's
it was
the deal.
different.
So what are they supposed to do? If they already had this little faction of the Revival, Drew, and Shane, and you didn't like it, nobody else liked it, I didn't like it either. So what they should do to fix everything is that this week it should have been everything other than what they've been doing, right? Abandon every storyline and every faction and not even try.
No, try and do it in a different way.
Wait. And then so what they did in a different way.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. To me, it seemed more Horseman-esque, or actually, I take it back. To me, it seemed more Attitude Era McMahon-esque in the luxury suite with the champagne. You got your guys wearing their regular street clothes, looking all suave and badass. You got 2 guys that are kind of goofy, like fucking Vince's goofs, right? And you got Drew being the heavy. I think tonight was a different approach at this 4-man faction. I can hate the storylines that they're doing with them as far as the Roman thing. Fine. But if you want to reset something to make it better, was this not the better reset? Otherwise, Adam, what's the better reset?
The better reset would be not having them celebrate a meaningless victory again when it went over like a fart in church last week for 20 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, Brian.
What was a meaningless victory?
The Shane beating Roman at Super Showdown or whatever the fuck
Those
it
shows
was.
don't count.
Okay, but that's what he's celebrating, Brian. So if you say it doesn't count, here's the second week in a row.
He's celebrating.
We're watching him
He wasn't
celebrate.
celebrating. He was being a cocky bastard.
That's
my
what.
God,
That's one of the
that's
things,
the-
though, that
They showed a promo for 2 seconds.
So I don't like the Shane fucking Roman thing in McIntyre, but I'm not going to shit on the whole episode of Raw. That was just one tiny little
I'm not
story
shitting
thing
on the
that-
whole episode of Raw. I'm saying he's over here defending it like it's something new. The new thing was they beat the shit out of Heath Slater and acknowledged that at one time Drew was in 3-man band.
Yeah.
That's what was new.
Berto's saying, but they were on the show. We complained that they don't bring in different people.
He's
but
talking about something else. He's
when
talking about Slater, EC3, Eric Young, Revival, Nikki Cross, Raiders. He's saying those were all the new people that were on.
I'm saying that you could see them slowly bringing people into storylines. They can't change the entire dynamic of their storylines on a fucking go-home show. They've already got the card set. They just got to they need a no. What?
They didn't really have the card set.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
but
we'll
still,
get there when we
you
get
can't-
predictions.
You
They
can't
didn't.
just completely change everything about what your creative angle is right before a fucking pay-per-view.
I'm not saying change
But
everything. I'm
but
saying don't do the exact same thing as last week.
They were making adjustments. I just gave you points on how they were making adjustments. Yeah. How the faction was presented differently.
Yeah, I don't know how it was the same as last week.
It was not the same. They were presented differently. They had a different attitude, a different look, and a different way of going about it. Everything about their promo tonight was different.
I disagree.
This is exhausting.
Good. Next up, we got War Raiders taking on Jobbers. You want to talk about this, Brian? These are your boys.
I'm good.
Not really. I mean, it's good to see them on Raw again, but just
does
kinda
beating
random.
Jobbers do anything?
No.
They could beat Ascension.
Yeah.
That might make me think about something.
Nobody beats the Ascension, brother.
I mean, they could have done a Frankenstein of like Noe Jose and fucking.
No, they're. What do you mean?
And Cedric.
They're chasing after the 24/7. They can't do that.
That's right.
They're hot on the tail.
Becky and Lacey, another promo, honey. You want to talk about this, Rob?
Becky's becoming annoying to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's your takeaway here?
Yeah. Look, I thought Lacey's promo was solid. I'm for her character.
Okay, thank you. That's where I thought you were going to go with
Well,
this.
yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way first. But her character, Southern Belle, she plays it well. Mm-hmm. And she pulled the sympathy card tonight with the Marine Corps call, which I'm pretty sure that was Vince going, hey, let them know you're a Marine. They'll like you better.
That's weird, though. They're not supposed to like her. Right?
Give her some
her.
cred, I think is what he means, not like her.
Give her, some in-ring cred.
But it's like anything that she said, because they said that she said that towards the end of the promo. Wouldn't that be something that she would say, like, kind of towards the beginning?
I mean, it wasn't a long promo.
I mean, I thought it was also maybe a little bit of a dig because she said, all the things that she would do. Remember, Becky is dating a CrossFit guy. Maybe she's like, oh, by the way, I could run circles around you on that stuff, because I'm a former Marine. Yes, it was a shot, what Rob said, but it also is a heel dig.
Correct that. No such thing as a former Marine.
What? You're always a Marine.
Always
brother.
a Marine.
Okay, I apologize.
It's okay.
My other thing, though, here is the only thing that I really have an issue with on this promo, Rob, is she's already lost once clean.
No, I agree with that.
Like, do we because this promo was good, and I'm not arguing,
yeah.
does it make us think that she's going to have any more of a chance against Becky One Belt?
No.
I think it'd have to be dirty. It can't be clean. It has to be dirty for her to get over.
But it seems like they're playing up the super couple, in my opinion, going into SummerSlam and
they're making references.
Yeah, they're touching upon it.
What
but
if
I don't think they're going to do anything.
What if they both lose? They both lose the belts. Then what?
Then they both chase.
Roberto says Lacey needs to speak faster. No, she doesn't. Her character is a Southern Belle.
And that's another thing, too.
I welcome you to the debutante ball.
She's a Southern Belle.
Talk slow.
She's supposed to be very kind and all that
well,
stuff. Not kind, but you know what I mean? Like, just kind of.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Yes.
Condescending. Southern
proper,
women are kind of
proper.
Oh,
and
bless
all that.
your heart.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And now Becky's going on there and fucking talking about how she talks and all that. It's like, come on, be a star, Becky. Right? You're not supposed to be a fucking. bully.
Oh my God, Anaconda recycled. The problem I have mainly with this is yes, it's recycled, but to me it seems like they're trying to develop Lacey, and you're supposed to do that in NXT. She shouldn't be on the main roster yet. I think she's gonna be a star. I think she's talented enough to get there.
She fits right in. What is she going to do in NXT that she can't do on Raw?
I mean, develop her character, wrestle.
She's doing it right now.
I don't think she's that great in the ring. Yeah.
No.
I think she needs
I'm
more
with
work
you.
in the ring.
Yeah. But
so
what are you
I
gonna
don't know. You good?
I'm good.
I'm good. Next up, we have 6-man tag match, Rob. You ready for it?
Yeah.
I know you want to talk about this because you loved it. Let's see. It's KO and Sammy this time with Baron. Haven't seen that combo before, and we certainly haven't seen the other side, the New Day. But this time, it's a 2 out of 3 fall. Brian, does that make it different?
I mean, it's different. I wouldn't necessarily say you're taking away your 6-man tags when you're basically tripling down by having it fucking be 2 out of 3 falls, right?
I think that's a real shitty way to look at it, Brian. Like, oh, it's equivalent to 3 of them.
And no. I'm not against them like how you are. I think they can be done,
Right.
When
I thought this one was
well,
done well.
They're done well. This one was done well. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I had no problem with this one.
I mean, you had a legit 3-man faction, right? Come into the ring against, and the angle they played with KO and Sammy, I guess they're back together. Oh, well, it's cool. KO and Sammy with Corbin, I thought that was a great angle. I had, and look, I just want to go back to it. My point, so I'm just not saying it was good and being done, is that this match, if you watched it, it wasn't paint by numbers. There was good tag team wrestling. There was good mat wrestling, chain wrestling. There was some, like, to me, all the wrestling tonight and all the matches looked like people went back to fundamentals, which is what good wrestling is, the fundamentals. And you add extra shit on top for flair. So to me, Adam, to answer your question, the six-man tag match was a good wrestling match, something I would enjoy anywhere I'd watch it.
But I thought you were anti-six-man.
I am when
he banned them a couple weeks
I
ago.
am when it's every week just, you got 3 over there and 3 over there to put them together and make them fight.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, okay.
I mean,
So because we brought 3 from the other show, it was okay?
but you had a good angle here. You had KO Sammy doing their talk show, right, with Baron Corbin as their host, and then a 3-man faction comes out and rips on them. I thought it was a good setup for a 6-man tag match. What's the problem?
Baron has been paired with Sammy and KO going into these weeks.
All right.
In 6-man tag matches.
But the ending was good though. How Baron and the two of them kind of had a little bit of beef.
Right.
So
Yes.
that made
The
sense.
bookends I thought were great. The whole lending to EC3's demise and then actually New Day playing into it on the front was awesome. The end, Brian, thank you for finally getting there. That, Rob, is where the payoff was. Because KO and Sammy, basically, if you want to go on my theory that, the last couple weeks they've been dicking around with Baron, they very clearly are not going to be dicking around with Baron again.
Again, and that's fine. I'm with you, but
Or it's a ruse.
here's the difference right now. I just identified it. Here's the difference for me and you right now. You are looking at the story, and I am looking at this wrestling match for the techniques and the fundamentals of the wrestling match. I thought it was a good wrestling match. It told a story. It had good tag team wrestling. You're just looking at the story, and that's fine. We're just looking at different things.
No, I'm not disagreeing with what you saw in the ring. I'm just not getting excited about it because I didn't see anything new or different.
Okay.
You're right when you I
thought the
nodded-
wrestling was different.
I nodded my head when you said that it looks like they went back to fundamentals. That I'll agree with. There was a lot of, like you said, chain wrestling and stuff like that. Not a lot of high spots, nothing overly dramatic. There was some good hot tag moments and triple teams and corner moves. But to say that it was like worth rubbing one out for and getting excited.
Nobody said that.
I mean, I didn't get excited about this match at all till the ending when it showed that KO and Sammy have a little bit of a backbone and you can't be their trio member. Get the fuck out, Baron.
Yeah, it's good.
That's when I got excited.
And nobody, I haven't said one time I rubbed anything out the Raw tonight.
No one's rubbing anything.
All I said was, I said tonight's
There's no
Raw.
rubbing, Brian.
I thought it was a well-booked program. This was not the best Raw I've ever seen. It wasn't the best Raw in the last 2 years I've ever seen. I'm just saying that tonight was a good Raw. And it's just been a while since I've been able to say that.
For sure.
So, shit on it if you want to. Because everybody's just, and I'm not saying you, Adam, but everybody's like, let's just shit on Raw. Yeah, fine. Go ahead. Do what you want.
On the board because Berto wants to dissect this.
Yeah, I'm sure.
First, Soji says, Sammy and KO gelled well with Baron, but the 2 out of 3 falls match is a bad concept. I'm with you. I don't know why we had to do all that. KO, this is from Berto. KO is the best part. His mannerisms are so damn good. He sells the story of a match. No question there.
He's going to want to step up and he's going to be the one to step up and challenge MJF.
Yeah. The way they made the match made sense instead of just, we come back from commercial and random match taking place. This would be cool if they are building to everyone hating Corbin because of what will happen to them if they help him with anything. Yeah, you're going back to the Lone Wolf. You're just forcing him into his old gimmick of Lone Wolf. That's what they're doing by having Seth kill him. Here's the thing.
I don't think it was that
as
extreme.
great as it was tonight, if Baron fucking Corbin loses on Sunday, I hope we don't see him continue to go against Seth.
If he loses?
Okay, Brian.
What? Come
We'll
on,
get
he's
to
gonna-
predictions.
I'm
Save
sorry.
it.
I think Baron's doing a great job. I really do. I think his wrestling has been good. I think his promos have been snide and snotty, and I fucking hate him, and that's I'm supposed to hate him.
I would just like to see him get different gear. That's what bugs me. That's my biggest thing with
Cool.
him.
Anaconda Vice says, if that was good, then I don't know what the hell has happened to WWE.
All right.
Good. Next up, Brian,
Yeah.
the demotion of the Major Brothers.
Well, I mean, you could look at it that way. I mean, they're still chasing after a belt. Exactly. European television
They're quite
championship.
literally chasing after a belt, Brian.
7-Eleven fucking Wawa belt.
Wait, 40.
The Wawa
Was it the 48-7 European
TV.
television title?
Yeah.
There wasn't really that much of it on the show, actually.
No.
Now that I think about it, right?
There was
No.
just that one segment.
I think they're doing more content on like YouTube, Facebook, and shit like that. Honestly, I haven't been paying attention. To tell you the truth.
Wait, there was something out there where they went somewhere. Didn't they show up on NXT or something?
I know R-Truth pinned Gender on a plane.
Yeah, they did it on a plane.
Yeah.
I would love to
Of
see
course.
it just kind of transcend brands
Yeah.
and just weave in and out, and then you can just do whatever the fuck you want with it and
Yeah,
keep it fresh.
If they got rid of the game of tag, they got rid of that part. I think I would be okay with this belt as just a kind of a backstage comedy segment.
I thought the part, though, I think that was the whole thing with it. Having Titus be under the ring, right? Was that the whole shtick?
Oh, my God.
He was
yeah.
just already
After they
under
were
the
in
ring,
disguise
right?
ringside.
I felt like that kind of fell flat just because there were already so many people chasing after the belt to begin with. No one really knew that. It was like, oh, wait, he wasn't there to begin with. Like, what?
I'm just looking at potentially one of the best heels on the roster and one of the best young talents on the roster being Robert Roode, and fucking Cedric Alexander chasing around a shitty belt. That's so. R-Truth is great at it.
There's
R-Truth,
a lot of talented guys chasing it, Rob. It's not just those two.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. I'm looking at specifically those two. There's a lot of. R-Truth is great with this belt. This is perfect for him. I take nothing away from fucking. He has made this belt what it is, and he's made it fun for the most part. But yeah,
It's got to end.
This.
Soji's right, though. He said the Benny Hill belt was less tonight. That was good. That was a good idea. I agree.
No.
Not having it so featured in multiple segments, giving it just one was a good
that
thing.
was
tonight.
totally fine. That's
Yeah.
cool.
How many
Cool with
times do you think it's going to change hands at Stomping Ground? I mean, they can't run through the crowd because it's empty.
Have they actually? They haven't. they haven't announced a match yet, right? There hasn't been like an official. Like just because it's just
No,
the match is
no, I
always,
haven't heard anything.
It's just always on,
Always there,
right?
right.
Like it's just
The-
always
the,
on.
The closest thing they came was when they suspended it because Truth was in a tag match.
Right.
They announced that like it's not on the line while this match is going on.
Do you think we're ever going to see that, where like we'll actually have like not a sanction per se, but like where they do it like a traditional like
No. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
in the ring? Maybe
I don't know. Hey, just to answer real quick, I forgot who on the board asked us if we're going to Clash of the Champions. I am going to NXT in July, and then I'm going to Toronto Takeover in August. So that is my wrestling. That's my allotment of wrestling tickets. So I'm not going to Clash of Champions.
Rob, what are you talking about though? Clash of Champions. I mean, we play our cards right. All we got to do is drive there. They're just going to let us in.
True. It's possible.
Yeah, all we need is gas money.
3 tickets for $5. Yeah. Front row. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah. On the board, real quick, one more thing. Where was it? Oh, are we doing Fyter Fest review? Anaconda Vice wants to say.
It's free.
We got to work it out. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah, we got to work. With the new, we got to work a lot of scheduling out for shit.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Ooh, I like the next topic. I want to talk about it.
Do it.
Good.
I called this one Club Clowns, but the club, getting real with AJ. This is one of those storylines where I'm like, when you talk about the people that haven't been on in a while, Rob, having them on with a true, I mean, I would think this is a program, the way they discussed
I agree with that. Yeah.
I agree with you too. However, I don't want to rain on your parade, but I mentioned it before off the air. How the whole thing with doing the WWE live events in Japan, they already announced that they're doing AJ with the club and fucking Triple H in tag matches. So that's why they're.
I have no problem with them, but
kind of pushing the club a little bit. Just
the
because,
club
because
has
of
been
those shows.
forgotten, is my point.
Yeah.
And now here they are on TV. Here also, by the way, Rob, because I'll kick it to you.
Yeah.
AJ has been going one-on-one for a long time.
Yeah.
I like that he's stepping away from a singles belt and he's going to work with them. Whether it's as a faction, whether they're going to become rivals, I don't know, but it's a good booking for both parties.
Okay. Yeah, in my fantasy world, in my head, apparently, which all you think is, in my fantasy world, this is what I'm picturing. This is probably not the truth, right? But I'm picturing that shit is starting to move now, right? They're putting 5-year contracts. They're offering 5-year contracts to people now to lock them up. They're not releasing people from their contracts anymore, right? They're extending people's contracts to keep them. People are leaving. They're shooting on the roster. They're not selling tickets. in my mind, they are looking at the potentially successful talent they have and trying to find some kind of an angle. And to me, and I understand the Japan show is coming up, but in my perfect world vision, I see them creating a storyline to make the club relevant again. And to do that, you have to bring them back to their original glory, which involves AJ Styles. So, in my perfect world, that's what's happening. In reality, it very well could be after the Japan show, they're back to fucking 24/7.
That's exactly how I feel. That's why I can't really get excited about it, because I feel like it's just kind of dirty. Like, I feel like Triple H or whoever's, calling the shots, the only reason they're doing is just to capitalize on ticket sales in Japan, which, I mean,
they're not capitalizing here.
You can't blame them.
Yeah.
You can't blame them, but it doesn't feel right. Just 'cause it's like, oh, well, you're doing this because of this. It's obvious, right? But whatever.
But
at least they're getting on TV.
Unless they're trying to make it the best show they can, which I don't think they're doing it for Saudi. Saudi, they're like, we're $50 million. I'm fucking do whatever. Japan, maybe they're trying to make it a better show. And maybe Hunter inserted himself. Maybe he's inserted himself more in the live show, right? Like Vince is like, I'll do the TV. Hunter, go do fucking international.
Yeah, Berto's saying real quick back on topic. This is something where without the AJ stuff, I would turn my TV off. However, they lose, but I feel it's going somewhere. I agree. I thought the lose was good. Soji's saying the loss killed whatever they set up. I think that they had to lose. I think that's why you book them against the Usos and not against the Ascension.
If you don't
not against those jobbers.
Right. If you don't show AJ upset at the end, then he's right.
Right.
But the fact you showed AJ shows that there is a invested emotional an emotional investment for AJ on the club.
Yeah, and he shot down them revisiting their old doctor gimmick and all the bullshit they were
Stop
doing
being
before.
fucking goof-offs and be wrestlers.
So who do they beat down, I guess? They have to get over since they lost to the Usos. Now they have to beat a team to make themselves establish themselves.
I mean, maybe that they eventually go with Sammy and KO. I don't know. Maybe they go with New Day.
I think it's a Rocky storyline.
Major brothers.
I think they're gonna slowly they're gonna beat some jobbers. Just to kind of get their wits back. Maybe they'll take 2 more losses. 2 more big losses to good tag teams, and then they're gonna have to reset and then do a montage. I don't know.
Get a pep talk from AJ.
Maybe
AJ and Finn team up to go against the club somehow, and the club beat them to get some legitimacy back in their ranks.
And again, maybe they just end up doing a 24/7 belt again. But I think there's more possibilities they're going to go with.
We just in 20 seconds talked about all the possibilities and how excited we are about this. This is a true new thing.
Yeah.
The club's not new, but the way that they're handling this is new. And it's a new storyline they've started here.
It's
because
not new.
None of these guys are on Sunday.
Right.
It's a new way. It's a new angle.
They've done it before. They just didn't go forward with it.
Right.
Yeah. They
split
started.
them up.
Well, they started it, then they split them up. So it's kind of like
stupid. Whatever.
So maybe they're like, hey, maybe we should do what we tried to do years ago. I don't know. All right.
What we ruined with the shakeup.
Right.
Good. Next up, here's another one I want to talk about for sure, but I'll let you guys start. Iconics. They are forced to defend their titles finally, and they talk about how I just love the beginning, them shitting all over the competitors right at the beginning. Like, this is the best you could find for us.
I'm a fan of the Iconics, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I am. I'm not going to hide that. I don't like what they're doing with the women's tag titles, like just making them basically props with no storyline attached to them. Because in my opinion, all tonight was Bayley and Alexa and
Nikki.
Mm-hmm. But I think Nikki's got. I think there's an end game there. I don't think it's what we see, Adam. I don't think it's what we see. I'm looking more like. So I'm seeing Alexa manipulating Nikki to get what she wants, but Nikki's still crazy, and she's playing the long game with Alexa.
Which I agree.
And we could also have a Bayley turn, too.
Why, as the cat messes with my mic, why are they, Brian, still doing the Sanity theme song when she's clearly like rah rah Alexa?
No fucking idea.
Cause I'm telling you, I think it's a long con.
I'm fine with the long con, but this still feels weird. And my thing, Rob, I'm going to take a different take on the tag team titles. Okay, they've course corrected with Bayley by giving her the briefcase and then subsequently the title. But I don't think they anticipated Sasha and Bayley being out of the division. I don't think they anticipated Tamina and Nia being out of the division. I think they're trying to scramble and find out what do we do with these people now. So they're involving them with the other women's storylines because they have not set themselves up in a strong position for contenders.
I don't buy that. And
Well,
not,
who's the contender?
Well, I'm telling you, and not because I don't see your point, but because they have Asuka and Kairi Sane somewhere in like the back closet. Which
I believe they're waiting for them for SummerSlam because I got nobody else.
I'm just saying there's other they could put others together.
They could.
There's
They've
other
teased others.
And I think
Mella and Naomi they teased. Fire and Ice they teased. Or Icy Hot. What are they called, Brian?
Fire and
Desire.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, for me, I don't think they're focusing on the tag titles at all. But they have options. So they're using them for other shit. I'm good with this.
I'm good.
All right. Yeah, board's not saying anything. Let's see. This is the last one. And I kind of grouped them together, even though it's two topics, because it was back-to-back. Heyman comes out for a 10-minute waste promo, followed by Roman for another 10 minutes waste promo.
Okay. Well, first off, these aren't the last two topics, right?
Yeah.
No, we didn't bring up Firefly at all.
Oh, I forgot to write down Firefly.
Yeah, that's when you
my
decide.
bad. My bad. We'll go on. Well, that'll obviously be talked about.
So the Heyman promo, and I'm always the first one to shit on Heyman's promos because they're always the same. I thought tonight had a little uniqueness to it. Not much, just a little bit more mystery, I guess, to what he was saying. I know you shit on it, Adam, because you thought, oh, he's just talking about the briefcase. But yeah, he's got the briefcase now. What are we gonna do with it? We got to make something out of it, Brian.
No, I think they could leave it off TV and have Brock show up out of nowhere and actually surprise us instead of each week the announcers and Heyman saying, hey, he could do it anytime.
Yeah, no, this is just a cheap way of them to. Brock is going to stay off of TV, right? He's going to stay off TV, and they're just going to keep teasing us, saying that he's going to show up, and he can show up any week. And
Yeah, they'll play his theme music
it's
one
just
time.
the same shit. It's the same Brock that we've seen for the past few years. He's not going to be on TV.
Haven't seen.
Now, at least they have an excuse for him to, not be here or whatever. He can say that he's, I don't fucking know,
He's having a Brock
party. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm so over talking about Brock Lesnar and fucking WWE, and it's just he does not excite me in the least bit.
No, he doesn't excite me either, Brian. But I mean, unfortunately, he has a major plot line because he has the briefcase. So it's like you talk about Seth Rollins and other. You're forced to talk about Brock.
Stike put on the board what I said before we went on air. Brock is your referee for Sunday.
I agreed with that. I thought that was actually a pretty good angle to do, and you were like, and you said you didn't like it. You made a good point.
I suggested it because I thought this is the most fucked up thing they could do. Who's the worst possible scenario referee they could pick? Oh, the guy with the briefcase. That's a monster.
But you also made a good point that why would they do that? Because why would Baron want Brock to be?
Yeah, it would just hurt Baron's chances.
Right. So that doesn't make sense. I don't think so. Maybe.
Who's it going to be though?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Brock. Fuck, I'll just say yeah. Bobby Lashley.
No.
For no reason.
Well, for now, I'm really glad that you're my friend.
Maybe it's Daniel Bryan.
Because yours is a friendship that'll never, ever end.
What about Mansoor? Mansoor.
Sure.
Brian, you ruined my segue.
Sorry.
Last topic.
Yowie wowie.
Last topic in the You Good.
Join us.
Yowie wowie. Everybody wants them to join us. And the not-so-subliminal editing messages tonight, it feels like the video editing and stuff is getting more and more creepy each week.
Yeah, which is fine.
Well, he kind of teleported outside of the funhouse towards the end, so you could say that maybe that's just his way of saying that he's on his way.
Yeah.
Well, he also
I thought he
did
was
the Tim and Eric thing at the very, very end.
I thought he was going to come out of Gorilla when they went to black and they started going back and forth with the little video shots.
Mm-hmm.
Let me in, all that shit. I thought that was the equivalent of we're here, whatever.
I think Fiend should have been in the ring, not walk out. I think he should have been in the ring. They should have gone black and come back. He was there.
Go black.
And then go right black and he's gone.
Yeah. I think that would have been perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whenever he debuts, that's the first view you give everybody.
Well, not fucking the same week as Stomping Grounds. Come on, let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to compete with that, man.
No.
You'll just get overshadowed. Nothing on the board. You know what it means. Let's go to predictions.
Are we doing predictions? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How many we got?
Oh,
wait.
If we keep it simple, we got 7.
Yeah, okay. How about predictions are brought to you by Marked Out Gear. That's markedoutgear.com. Go in there, get some attires, some hats, some shirts. Put them in the cart. Go to the coupon code. Put in marked out, 2 words, marked out. Get a 10% discount off your entire order. Marked Out Gear. We got our new Marked Out Elite T-shirt up. Do we have our tap out one up yet? Yeah, no.
No.
We got our hottest seller though, the Monday Night DVR.
Yes.
Hottest seller.
You're fucking wearing one right now, bro.
I am wearing. I'm wearing the. We adjusted. It's a little smaller now, but yeah, I'm wearing the Marked Out shirt. Yeah, so plenty of hoodies and beanies,
fucking
mugs, all kinds of shit on there. So go to markedoutgear.com. Also, don't forget to check out collarandelbowbrand.com. Get some sweatpants, a T-shirt. I work out in my collar and elbow gear. You know, when I go to the gym now and try
I
to
wear the sweatpants all the time.
Yeah, Brian
Super
does.
Comfortable.
Brian wears that to like church and shit. So
Church,
yeah,
fucking.
he goes to church.
Yep.
So Marked Out, all one word, 10% off of your full order at collarandelbowbrand.com. Hey guys, help us buy shit.
Join us.
Do it, Adam.
All righty, prediction time. Let's. We've talked a lot tonight, so let's keep it brief so we can have some fun in the awards.
Okay.
We're gonna start with the shitball. Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns. Rob.
Wait. Here's my
Rhodey Reigns.
Good. That's my answer. I go Roman. I mean, why wouldn't I? Right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
That's the bad part.
Well, I do want to say that I think the segment with Reigns and McIntyre and Shane would not have been completely undigestible if it wasn't for the fucking Superman punch. That's just when I was like, okay, I'm just done now.
Brian?
Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna go take a shot in the dark. Fucking McIntyre.
All right, good for you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Nice shooting.
Yep.
Shoot
hard.
Let's go with the first of the 2 matches that got added tonight. Samoa Joe versus Ricochet, U.S. title match. Brian, you think Ricochet gets over? Is that what you're saying, Brian?
No, I don't. Because Joe just got this belt. He still needs to.
He lost it and got it and lost it and got it.
I feel like he needs to establish himself. I still feel like as long as he's been on the roster, he still just keeps getting his feet taken out from under him.
Yeah.
Like he keeps getting like the steam behind him, and then just something happens, whether it's injury or someone else gets hurt.
Yeah.
So what's your pick?
Joe.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to pick Ricochet, but not to get the belt. He's going to win the match. By DQ, by something, he's going to win the match.
I think Ricochet is going to win because they have this need to constantly reset the U.S. title to find somebody who can make it relevant, and it never really works. So I'm going to go Ricochet for that reason. So
Perfect.
Yeah. Huh.
Next up, the other match that got made tonight, New Day, KO and Sammy. Who you got?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start with you, Rob.
Sure. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go KO and Sammy.
KO Sammy. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think as long as Kofi's got the title, it's okay for New Day to lose.
Okay. Cool.
I am gonna go with New Day. I feel like there's gonna be some sort of fucking. I don't think the heels are gonna be able to coexist. So
yeah.
I think New Day is gonna benefit from that.
Okay.
Let's see. Now we got all the part 2s. First part 1. Sorry, I didn't see this. Bayley and Alexa Bliss. Is Bayley's title reign over already, Rob?
I don't know about this one because with having what's her name, Nikki on the outside, that's a wild card.
Wild card, baby.
It's a wild card. No pun. Yes, I think Bayley loses it, and we get a slow turn from Bayley in the next 2 weeks.
All right. So you're saying Alexa wins?
Yeah.
I think Bayley wins because I think Nikki shows her true colors finally.
Oh, I like that better. I'm switching. I'm going with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got, Brian?
No, I think Bayley. I think Bayley retains.
There you go. So we all think Bayley wins.
Yeah.
All right. Here is all the part 2 matchups. These are all rematches of either the last pay-per-view for the women or the last pay-per-view for the men.
Okay.
Becky Lynch, Lacey Evans, part 2. If Lacey loses here, she's out of the title picture, in my opinion.
Well, she should be.
So yeah, she should be if she loses.
This is another tough one. You know, only one answer doesn't suck, but I don't know. Brian, what do you think?
Becky for sure. Lacey is not winning this match.
No.
If anything, I mean, she's been a contender since she's debuted. I think this is going to be the thing that kind of sets her back, and now she can kind of go on. She's not going to really be in the title picture. I feel like hopefully she'll just have a feud where she can kind of, you know, she needs to gain some momentum too.
Becky wins by hook or crook, setting up a slow turn for Becky, and then you got Seth doing a slow turn. You're going to have fucking two heel champions and Seth and Becky doing some power couple shit. Probably not.
McMahon, Helmsley era shit.
That's my pick. Whatever.
I think Becky wins. I think it's because Lacey gets herself disqualified.
Okay.
Grabs a chair, something, because I bet you they're going to do this match again a third time. Next up, we got 2 more part 2s, Rob. Are you torn?
I am.
Becky leads 1-0 that one. Seth leads 1-0. He's fighting Baron again. Special guest referee, Brock Lesnar. I'm just going ahead and reporting that now.
What's it?
What?
Huh?
Brock Lesnar, guest referee.
No.
Sure. Who wins?
Seth and Baron. Who wins?
Seth.
You think motherfucking Brock Lesnar is going to show up to Tacoma, Washington for a pay-per-view called Stomping Grounds?
Yep.
He barely shows up for WrestleMania.
They didn't make enough ticket sales to pay for him.
Right.
Or like Rob
Brock
said,
don't come.
well, because here, Brian, the sensible thing is, especially in Washington, Daniel Bryan, who just lost to him on Monday night, becomes the ref.
Oh, I said Daniel Bryan for ref.
Okay, but that's the logical thing, Rob. That's why it's not going to happen. The illogical is Brock Lesnar in Tacoma, Washington. Book it.
No.
Final match.
No.
I'll let Brian start.
No.
Kofi and Dolph.
Didn't we just see this in Jeddah?
Yep, this is another part 2.
Oh, okay, just making sure. Let's see. Kofi.
I love your Barney Rubble. You know. Brian or Rob, what's yours? I'm going with Kofi as well.
I'm going Dolph.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I think it's horrible.
Are you representing Bob tonight?
I am not a Dolph. I am not a Dolph fan, but I just.
Thanks a lot, Bob!
All right, so here's the one we're going to go to the board for. Board, I haven't read all yours, but here's the one I want to go for. Tony Nese is going to defend the Cruiserweight Championship. His opponent is to be determined. Rob, we're going to start with you, but Board, write who you think he's going to fight. I like Rob's pick. That's why I'm going to him first.
Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargano to
Johnny
205 Live.
He'll be the mystery opponent for Nice. Bring me that Gargano kid.
Well, it's not a mystery opponent. It just hasn't been booked, but they've said that he's defending.
Well,
Bring me that Johnny Cupcakes guy.
Is that what you say,
I
Johnny
like his
Cupcakes
smiley
too?
faces.
No.
Who are you picking?
I'm picking the mystery guy.
I'm going to go with
The Conquistador?
Yes.
who was it? Who was it that they used to use?
El Hijo de Conquistador.
I'm going to go with The Miz. Yeah.
The Calgary Kid.
Yeah. On the board, Mr. 5 Years. CM Punk returns to face Tony Nese from Berto. Mike Canales from Bang Bus.
He did just re-sign.
Ninja, please.
5 years.
Him and Maria just did re-sign, so I could see them kind of leaning into him, and maybe they're just kind of give him a nice pat on the back for fucking staying with him.
You know,
Is this a kickoff show, Rob?
Yeah.
what's that?
The 205 Live.
Oh,
belt.
absolutely. They're not going to put this high on the roster. Look, this is Mike and Maria getting this contract right now at WWE for the talent. I think the getting is good. Not as far as morality goes or creativeness or any of that, but as far as
morality.
I'm talking about as far as job. Yeah, morality. Like not,
Because of Saudi?
I mean not morals, but I meant fuck.
Monetarily?
No. Just satisfaction in your job. Morality. No, not morality.
No.
When you're enthused about shit. My brain right now is hurting.
I can't think of it either.
Company morale. Yeah, morale.
Morality?
Okay. All right. So, yeah, all right, what are you talking about? You're saying WWE company morale is kind of shitty right now, right?
Yes,
okay.
that's what I'm saying. So right now, it's not the getting a good is the getting is not good for that.
Yeah,
or
nobody wants-
creativeness,
right now
or
they'll get
let him
herpes.
get it.
or for being a professional. I'm getting this out. Or for being a professional wrestler. But as far as job security goes, right now, if you're halfway fucking decent, they're gonna offer you a 5 year. And okay. 5 year at 300,000, 5 year at 250. I'll fucking take
Probably
that.
sweeten the deal a little bit. I mean, and they just had a kid, so
Yeah.
job security right
Yeah,
there.
Rocky
Boom.
says, though, it's going to be Chad Gable. He's been getting a lot of love on Twitter.
Oh,
And joining us, Chaos
yeah.
Theory 35. He says, hello, Raw was good. Rob thinks so.
I think it was.
Gable is a good pick. That's a really good pick.
Yeah, I like Gable as a pick. That's probably the most realistic.
I don't think everything about Raw was good, but I thought Raw was good.
Stike says Gargano's going to go against Cole one more time in Toronto.
Is
know.
Laparca under 205?
Award time.
All right. Well, way to give me a good segue to get ready there.
We're going to give you
Excuse
what you
Mountain.
want. Something new, something fresh.
It's like an excuse from Rob rolled into an excuse by Hunter was perfect there.
New
All right. So here we go.
Recorded live from the White Table Studios.
I'm going to cut my own self off
Smarky
intro.
Awards.
It says Smacky Awards. All right, boys and girls, here we go. It's your best and your worst from tonight's Monday Night Raw show. All right, like we said before, anything all week long you want to do that. That's fine. No wrong answers here. Well, actually, there are, and if you get it wrong, you're going to get this. There you go. I got to turn that off. Try that again. If you get it right, you get this. And if your answer is fucking fantastic, you get...
This is Roderick Strong, and I approve this message.
Thank you, Roddy. Okay. Our awards tonight are going to be the Marked Out Award, Creative Change Award, the LOL, the Push or Bury Award, Match of the Week. Let's start with Adam. It's going to be the Marked Out of the Week.
Marked out of the week for me is the most interesting story of the night to me. Club and AJ, the reality check he gave him.
I'll give that one. I like that one. Brian.
I marked out when the Revival was picking up when they were picking up Drew's money in that backstage segment. I thought that was fucking hysterical.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. As much as I'm not a fan of a lot of the story angles going around, I love the Drew and I got kids.
Heath.
Yeah, Drew and Heath Slater moment tonight. That was kind of my mark out moment. So
It didn't ruin it that it kind of started out. It looked like there was like some sort of production like mess up or miscue or something. 'Cause
no.
It seemed like it took a while for that to kick off.
I'm
right?
talking about when the whole segment outside of the office.
Gotcha.
Just the, hey, buddy, let me talk to you. I know you need some help. And then the brutal attack. I thought that was a good angle. The scene before that, you could have done many changes.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think it was as bad as it's been. Anyway, I don't want to get off on that again.
Right.
All right, so board, marked out award. Anything good?
Marked out on the board, Yankees trading for Edwin. That's from Bang Bus. Ricochet title opportunity for Soji. Ricochet winning, Stike says, and that's it for now.
Okay. Marked out for AJ was or for Justin Reside was AJ's reality check. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know you had it Twitch open.
No, I didn't say it for Justin. I said it for
okay.
myself.
No, yeah. That was Justin Reside on our Twitch board, which Adam never opens. Creative change. What creative angle would you have changed with the current storylines? Brian.
I thought this, if we liked it, creative change of the night, we could put it here.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can
All
do
right.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
There was not enough electric chair in this episode. In fact, there was no electric chair in this episode.
The electric chair is the only time
that dead
AEW
and
was
gone?
mentioned.
Is it
I
dead?
bet you.
Yeah, probably gone.
No more?
No. Adam.
Fuck.
Mine is, I really liked the whole Seth attacking anyone who helped Baron. I wish he would have been the one to attack Elias, though.
Okay. I'll give you a coin for that.
Yay, coin.
My creative change is stop making the 24/7 title a tag belt. Like I mean by the game of tag.
Like tag, right.
Yeah, the Benny Hill. Just make it little segments backstage. One guy sneaks up on another guy. Funny little goofy parts, but the
Like
fuck.
Crash Holly.
Yeah, but having guys in a high speed conga line is fucking stupid. Sorry, it's disrespectful to good wrestlers. So
Bang
that's
Buzz
fine.
says creative change. Drew, put him in a suit. It was weird that everybody else is dressed up, but he's back there in his ring gear.
He wasn't in his ring gear.
No, he was wearing
in street clothes.
He was wearing
leather-
that leather jacket.
He was in his street clothes.
Yeah, but they were dressed nice. The
He
polo.
looked
Oh
good
my
for his
God.
style. Oh my God!
All right.
Are you shitting on what he was wearing?
The guys were wearing
the-
J. Crew and Drew was wearing Gap.
Berto
The guy
says
who
creative
wears flip-flops
change.
and
He
gym
wishes
shorts
that
all day?
some
Socks.
divas were making out. Stike says creative change. No interference mid-match between Daniel and Seth. Yeah, keep those guys all away from the ring. I don't think you needed to have that. They could have just had a straight-up match instead of the restart.
I agree with that.
And then Soji, creative change. No more Heyman promos. If Lesnar isn't there and the Benny Hill title being a chase on both shows, no more Heyman promos.
This is Roderick Strong, and I approve this message.
All right. Let's see. I'll start out the LOL award. I don't know how you can say anything other than EC3 Weekend at Bernie's impression. I mean, we were on the floor. Brian?
I just don't know how he kept a straight face.
I don't know. You see KO holding his face like, oh, fuck. I can't.
Yeah, they cut the KO at the wrong time.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, or Kerwin in the truck. I agree. The Revival picking up Cash, Roberto on the board. My LOL is more like a crying LOL. Just the Major Brothers. We got a tag title now. We're
See, you are such a
24/7.
such a Debbie Downer.
Right.
It's the LOL award. It's the one upbeat award we got,
Yeah.
and you picked something fucking. There were
Well,
funny moments.
Yeah.
There were funny moments.
R-Truth and Carmella's disguises LOL for Stike. EC3 the puppet for Soji. And Petey Williams, creative change late for Daniel Price, says just have Petey come out and give Canadian Destroyers for all because Canadian Destroyers equal rating.
I liked when the club, when they were talking about how much, when AJ said how much money they made, and then they just kept listing things that they bought, which probably sounded like it was actually things that they actually probably, like Gallows was saying he bought a jet ski,
Right.
he bought a boat. Like,
I like the fact that they referenced they had a tweet. So one fan was like, so some fan tweeted to him saying, I'm sorry you guys, have been misused and this, that, and the other. You guys are so cool the way you handle the way you're being misused. And then they replied to that tweet saying, we were just talking about in the car the other day about how cool we were. And they went on through that. And then tonight, they both brought up being cool. So I thought that was a good kind of break of kayfabe there.
right.
So there a lot of good LOL moments there. Anything on the board, LOL?
Bang Bus says LOL, thinking EC3 was going to be a guest ref in an important match.
Oh, I knew he wasn't. No. All right, so I guess that's it for that. Okay. Pusher Barry Award. I'll start this one again. I'm just going to – this is going to be my – I'm going to do this one every week. Every week this is going to be my Barry Award. Robert Roode. Bobby Robert Roode is my Barry every week.
Yeah, they give him a character repackage and then don't do anything with it.
Nothing.
Why can't he be part of that U.S. title chase? He's in the same rank as all those guys.
Why do you need Braun in that?
Yeah.
Like, Braun's not a U.S. title guy.
He doesn't give a fuck about a title.
Because Baron took his spot on the main title chase.
Yeah, Lashley shouldn't even be the U.S. belt, in my opinion, is a junior mid-card belt. And that's who it should be, junior mid-cards. And Bobby Roode could be the lead of the junior mid-cards, honestly.
Yeah, and Cedric Alexander, who wants to go back to 205 Live.
Right.
That's sad.
Yep.
He's buried. That's Bang Bus Cedric Alexander. He says push. Stike says for Ricochet. My push, Brian, is Rob. He just pushed Raw all night like it was something. I mean, your bar is set so low, Rob, that I think you just
Okay.
Push the Toronto Raptors for Bang Bus.
How about Barry Cesaro? Right? I mean, like, he just broke off from the bar, and now he's got kind of a new gimmick, and hasn't really done.
And then him and Lashley are working together against Braun.
What's his gimmick? Digital juice.
Yes, digital juice. He's got different gear. That's cool.
If you guys, we'll break it here. So, we always say digital juice for Cesaro. There's a website called digitaljuice.com, and it's where we get a lot of our background graphics or sound effects and stuff like that. A lot of production companies use it, and clearly WWE uses the fuck out of it because Cesaro's music and his background, everything is straight up digital juice.
The background especially.
Yeah, so there you go. Digital juice. So shitty. What are we doing next? Oh, match of the week. Just to put a fucking exclamation point on it, Adam. I'm slapping my pen. You can't hear it. All right. Just put an exclamation point on it. New Day versus KO, Sammy, and Baron. Yeah, Roddy.
This is Roderick Strong, and I approve this message.
2 out of 3 falls match, mind you.
Go ahead, Adam.
I like the my match of the week was the Father's Day tweets between Colt Cabana and MJF on Twitter.
I'll give you that. I'll give you a tweet for that. Brian.
Match of the week?
Yeah.
Naito versus Ibushi. It actually made me
This is Roderick Strong, and I approve this message.
almost hate professional wrestling because those guys fucking were killing each other in there. And it's like, why, guys? Come on. Like, it's great, but we like you. Tone it down a little bit. I want to see you wrestle for, like, a few more years.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Don't kill each other yet.
No,
late push and Barry for Berto on the board. He says push Roman off a cliff and bury Roman in a grave.
Oh, that's not nice.
Soji says bury everybody chasing after the Benny Hill title, even Titus and Drake. Chaos Theory says so Bray Wyatt's now a juggalo. And match of the week, the Bucks versus Lucha Brothers in Mexico, new tag champs. That's from Bang Bus.
Yeah, there you
Match
go.
of the week, Strong and O'Reilly versus Lorcan and Birch on NXT.
Match of the week, you versus your microphone.
What am I doing?
You're down below it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read.
Okay, well, move it in position so you can read and talk into right? Excuse
Shut up,
mountain. All right.
I like how Brian's like, yeah, Adam, you're right. Rob's
call
making
it like
shit
I
up,
see
and then
it.
we go on air and he starts sucking you off again.
Call it like I see it. Oh, we're doing this?
Oh, is there anything? Is there nothing?
I mean, what do you want to talk about? I don't know.
I mean,
I
it
don't
does
know,
nothing.
we skipped my segment altogether. So.
What's your segment?
The whole show.
I didn't think you did anything.
Me neither.
What, Adam?
Of course I prepared.
Sorry.
You got the clock, Brian?
Yeah,
Go
man.
ahead.
I'm always fucking ready.
All right, so
And go.
Undisputed bookended the show. They're talking about they want all the belts now, the North American and the tag titles being next on their list.
Oh.
So cue some contenders. Why mention the tag titles, though, if you're not going to bring out their champs? No Street Profits come out here. What does come out is Riddle, Breeze, and Dream to set up Rob's favorite, a six-man tag match to close the show there, which, of course, Roddy pinned Dream, which makes me think that that's going to be at TakeOver, Roddy and Dream for the North American. So they got the win. And the other big thing that was announced, Regal announced an 8-man rookie tournament. The winner gets a title of their choosing.
A title they can make. Let's make a title.
They just pick a title. I assume it means NXT title.
Universal title.
24/7 title?
I particularly think that someone's going to challenge Shayna, but I'm out of time.
Shayna McMahon?
Okay.
So this is I don't want to. This is a little bit. We're getting into little spoiler territory.
Yeah.
With that, so I don't know if you really want to venture down that.
I'm not in
Rabbit hole.
spoiled territory. I read you what happened in this episode.
No,
this
you're
is
right.
what's going to
You're right.
happen on the Wednesday episode.
It's true. He's right.
So do you think that so if Roddy beats Velveteen for the North American, is that it for Velveteen, or are they going to let him have a run at any point with the NXT title?
Well, I mean, that's what he says at the top here. He says, he is the current North American champ, and he's like, I got my eyes on other stuff. It's almost like, I can't remember anybody since Warrior doing that. Like, no, I got this title, but I want that one.
Right.
Do
No.
you think he's referencing the NXT title, or is he referencing main roster?
No, he said, I want the NXT title.
Okay.
I mean, he said that's what I want as he came out, which, again, I thought this was, the pop test promos of who's going to be the contender.
Now I understand that going into Toronto, I think the big question is, will Undisputed be drenched in gold, right? Will they get everything? Will you have Street Profits lose?
Or will they walk out, you mean? I don't think they're going to go in to Toronto.
No, I can walk out. I'm saying,
Yeah.
will you have Street Profits never have a good defense of the title and lose it? Will Roddy beat Velveteen, and will Cole defend against Gargano? And here's the thing. Or they fail to be drenched in gold again, and Velveteen becomes eventually the first double belt holder in NXT.
I think you need to set up I don't believe that the belts change hands unless it's the North American title. I don't think any of the belts change hands, Brian, between now and War Games.
No.
So that
War Games.
Undisputed can do their third year before, and maybe War Games they break up this year.
Ooh.
But the Undisputed has to be involved with a bunch of gold. In that match, it would be Velveteen's chance to go
Matt
into
Riddle, Street Profits, and Velveteen Dream versus
There you go.
Undisputed.
There you go. And you blow off Gargano at Toronto so that he's out of the mix, and you insert Riddle, Dream. Yeah.
I really like that as a War Games match.
Yep. And, I mean, they've
What's
proven
wrong,
that
Brian?
they could do 3 teams, and they've proven that they can do 2 teams.
When the fuck is War Games? That's like November.
It's the pay-per-view after Toronto.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's November.
Remember they don't do pay-per-views every month.
Sure, no, I get that, but
Yeah.
I mean the whole thing though is that as of now, Matt Riddle doesn't even have a match. He's not even like on the Toronto card.
Well, that's why I think that he.
So Matt Riddle is a pivot guy. You can substitute Riddle or somebody. Maybe Big Dog. What's his name? It's Curse of Greatness. Not
I was gonna say, well,
not Dawkins, but damn it, help me out here. Come on, big dude, American Dream.
Curse of Greatness. You just said him.
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee, thank you.
That's not curse
The
of greatness.
African American
I
dream.
know. I was thinking
Bask in my
Dawkins.
glory.
Bask in my glory.
Jesus
Yes,
The,
thank
the,
you.
the Adam
It's late,
Bomb
damn it, it's
dubbed
hot.
African American dream.
Yeah, maybe Keith Lee gets thrust in there if you can't do Riddle. I mean, Keith Lee has beaten Riddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's involved with something else.
Okay. Okay, you know the spoilers.
Yeah,
so
I was.
But
just
I'm
bored.
saying you have other guys, with Tyler Breeze now being down there, you have other options so that you can put all this talent in a War Games type match at the time because you have all that time between now and November, Brian,
Sure.
to build up the rest of your card so that you could use these top tier guys all in one match. Just saying.
anything on the board?
On the board, Bangba says Undisputed Era versus Gallus, or he says versus the Imperium. Oh, Stike says Gallus. Bangba says Imperium. I'm coming to Chirac, a fitting pay-per-view name for Chicago War Games. That's from Berto.
Chirac.
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 Wow. You drink Chirac? It's cool.
I was thinking, what was that? The
right.
old Volkswagen car, Scirocco.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right, guys.
Who's hotter, Io or Candace? Berto wants to know, Brian.
Candace.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's definitely Candace.
Candace.
Okay, so that's pretty much our show for the night. We'll give you just brief final thoughts. Nothing big and spectacular here. Again, I echo what I said opening the show. I thought tonight's Monday Night Raw was a welcomed, decent show with some good booking, for me, more importantly, some good wrestling. I thought they did give options to expand storylines beyond the simple linear path they've been on. So I left tonight's Raw feeling better than I went into it because I was like, "Fuck, we gotta watch Raw," and I felt better at the end. Like, okay, maybe there's possibility. I'm not gonna box up my shit and move, and I'm not saying it's gonna be better, but whatever. So that's my final thought. Adam, Brian, whatever you got. What do you want to say?
What do you want to
I
say?
think you went in thinking this was going to be a positive Raw. It started off. It had a lot of good parts. I think this was a great Raw to analyze because I think there was no winner in my opinion with a lot of the discussions you and I had, Rob. I think we both made a solid point on either side, which we normally cannot take opposing sides with the way Raw's been. So by that standard, you're absolutely right. It was better.
I disagree with your opening statement to your final thought, though. I did not go into Raw thinking it was going to be a good Raw. I sat down at this table thinking
You walked out here. That was the first thing you said. You go, I wasn't paying attention in the other room when Kiara was watching it. You're like, but the first two segments look like it could be a decent Raw. Is
that's not going into Raw thinking it's going to be a good Raw. That's me having the shit on the back. We're going. They didn't sound like they sucked too bad.
okay?
And that's not saying, oh my God, it's going to be great tonight. I sat down to watch Raw tonight thinking this is going to suck.
Oh, fuck, we got to watch Raw tonight.
Exactly. Fuck, we got to watch Raw tonight.
I sat down to Raw thinking I've got to sit next to Brian. This is gonna suck.
Okay. Brian, anything?
My final thought is I want to know where Mojo Rawley was. That's all.
He's rising.
He is. And hopefully you guys are marking out like nobody's watching.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by U-Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.